Okay, we'll talk about this. When do we think Lan will return? Prof, you got any inklings? You've been keeping your finger on the COVID pulse?
It's who knows. I'm hoping we could get something like early summer, late summer, mid of the year. That is like the hopeful version in my mind. Just thinking about how it was last year, when kind of in Europe it was kind of okay, and plus the vaccine, so maybe we get something doable, but not with crowd. Just
Sure.
like
Yeah,
just
probably
lands.
not crowd.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I know when I was in Cologne, everything seemed to be a lot more open during the summertime, and the rate of infection wasn't crazy. So it wasn't great. And I'm not going to talk about any of this shit like I'm an expert, guys. But I think I'm hoping you bang on there, Prof, because I think the online fatigue is being felt from everybody. It's being felt from the players, the people broadcasting, and especially the people watching. So that's not a bad assessment of things. And I think that's all we can do, right? Is just speculate. All right. Do we want to jump into playtime? I'm not sure if we have any questions, but we can. Do we need to go into playtime for an ad, Lucas? Okay. Well, it's 10:10. What do you boys want to do? Do you want to wrap it up? Do we want to just jump into some quick stuff? Do we want to peace out? What are you guys feeling?
There was a question.
Okay. Don't worry about the bumper, Lucas. We'll just get into this. Let's do the question.
The question is, when are you gonna apologize to roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
We already made up. I was genuinely mad. Not about that situation. No, not necessarily about that situation. Just about a couple of other things going on in my life at the moment, and I overreacted at Rushley, and we've spoken about it since, and we've made up. So everything's good. We played some Danger Zone today.
I can remove your title for next time then.
There you go. What was the title?
Still hasn't apologized to Rushley.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought it was super funny. It also just reminded me of like all of these like in-game situations with people you play with a long time, and then everything just like explodes for like the smallest thing.
Yeah,
you just like go completely mental. Yeah. And it's pretty funny.
Well, the thing is, on our stream, for people who watch occasionally, like we will do that just to rile people up. And a lot of people come in and ask like Counter-Strike questions that I talk about with you guys here. We try not to do that when I'm having fun with Danger Zone. So we've started doing this thing where people come in and ask a question, and we'll be like, yeah, man, I don't know about that fucking roster move, bro. Like, I don't know how it's going to work. And we keep going down that, and we go so intense. And I was, yeah. And then we like reference Haikyuu or some shitty anime that we watch or some shit, you know? It's just like, but yeah, I think I have a bad temper sometimes. I'm a bit of a dick. I'll be the first to admit that.
I thought it was just funny the way that even like listening back to that video when that Rush made just to like prove you wrong, essentially. I thought it was funny that he just like half was laughing while arguing with you.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty clear that he knew that he was in the right.
I mean, that pisses you off even more.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I feel this has been a pretty successful episode. We've had a lot of stuff to talk. Oh, there's one I want to talk about here. Because if we don't get to talk about this one, then
we never will.
Yeah, before Blast, we never will. It's about the Yugi complexity situation.
Right.
So just quickly on this one, I think that if I'm complexity right now, things have to seem pretty bleak. Like if you lay out the progression, they started 2020 on a high. They continued to grind. They had more of a high when they beat Vitality in the grand final of Blast. Then out of nowhere, the success gets sucked away because one of their star players, obviously, we all understand why, and I won't criticize Obo for going home, but that derailed the team at that point. They got a player as a replacement who I think you could argue was an upgrade in terms of experience, and we've spoken about it to depth on the show with JKS, but then there's obviously been the issues. So they had NATO stand in. That would have already created a little bit of in the team, right? Then Poison's out. Then they have to have Otto stand in. Things go even worse. Then now they're having to have Yugi come in, and things are probably not going to get much better. No disrespect to Yugi, I just don't know if he's been playing enough with the rumors of him going to Valorant and that kind of shit. Now, if I'm going to put myself, I've been working on empathy, and I've been working on trying to put myself in other people's shoes. If I'm Blame and I have such a hard work ethic and I spend so much time completely glued and focused on this, and that I feel is probably Blame's mindset and mantra is just to be the best he possibly can be and push this team as far as he can. A lot of things that are probably going to start cropping up if I was in his shoes of we were good then, why aren't we good now? And I think that could be like a dangerous mindset, for a team to fall into. Because if you like, I know I had this when I was playing with Renegades. It's like, well, we were good. We had like a couple of good events, and I was like, why aren't we good like that? So then we tried to replicate that play style, which was like hyper aggression and stuff. And then things got worse because teams would know what to expect. And then I was like, well, okay, well, now we need new solutions. So like, I think that unfortunately the success that Complexity had with Obo, we all kind of need to forget about it. Like, because I think that the team, with all the problems they've had over these last 6 months, don't have to start again, but they have to go up those steps again. And I think, unfortunately for them, still having a stand-in with Poison out, they should not be considering immediate success. They should be considering success in 3 to 4 months' time. So I just think that these teams who are finding themselves in these situations with having to have consistent stand-ins need to, I don't know. I think it's just gonna be really hard for Complexity. I'm sitting here thinking about that team and stuff and just going, oh no, like I would hate to be in that position. It'd be such a miserable spot.
It sucks so much for JKS literally coming in from North America to this team mid-season, jumping into it like, okay, now we need to learn everything. They have like one decent event, one like kind of mech event, and then all of this shit starts. And literally, it's been almost 2 months now that they didn't really play anything.
Yeah.
Like with the full lineup.
Yeah.
So it's all kind of been a waste of time. And of course, he's in the UK right now. He didn't get to go home because Australia and everything and COVID. He didn't really get like a real break, right? Didn't get the classic Christmas at home or anything. So, and just for nothing, right? Because before the break, they played with, as you said, Otto, and now they're playing with Yugi, which I think is a much worse player than Otto. And fuck it, it's just kind of a waste of time. So that sucks.
I mean, the one thing that's kind of at least going for them is now that they have a little bit of time at least to play with Yugi, because before it seemed like a very last minute options, with NATO, and then or first with Kita, even with that was literally like hours before Pro League playoffs, and then with NATO and later with Otto. So hopefully this time they at least had a little bit of time to figure out how to play it with a stand-in. So maybe it's not going to be as bad, but still, yeah, it's a rough situation to be in for sure.
Yeah, I look at it as well, and if I was Complexity going into this event, I wouldn't want an AWPer who's going to play a role. I would want an AWPer who's just going to, let him off the leash. Just an AWPer who's going to go mental. Just go kill. I drop you AWP, go kill. Right? Like the problem is, I think if Yugi's still trying to salvage his career being a Dane and he wants to end up on a Danish team, they're all about the system. Like they're all about structured CS and having and if he goes in with that mindset into this environment, I don't know how long the tenure is on this. I think it's going to be hurting them because they already have Blame and JKS to be the baity, clutchy players. They already have Rush to be the completely supportive element and to run in first and give information. They have Config, who's an absolute monster. They need Yugi to have some form of aggression, or they're really going to struggle. Like, I know that they're quite structured in terms of how they move around the map, but having an X-Factor AWPer when you're going in with a stand-in is kind of what you're hoping for, at least from my perspective. So yeah, I don't have any faith for Complexity, and I hope I get proved wrong. I don't mean long-term. I just mean in this event. It's just so hard. It's the same with the Furia and the Liquid thing. We can talk about it in the future if we get a chance, but I just want to touch on that one because I think that I just think that the position that Complexity are in, I want people to kind of look at how shit it must feel to be in that team right now, considering where they were almost this time last year, right? All right. I think we done, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one question. We can't talk about it, but there was a question about like academy teams. And I think that's a topic that could maybe in the future be interesting to talk about because Australis now has one. NIP are building theirs. Big also like has one for quite some time now.
Navi, essentially.
What?
Yep. Navi too.
Yeah. So there's something to be touched upon there in the future, but obviously not right now.
Okay, well, this has been episode 22 of season 5, HLTV Confirmed, brought to you by Extra Fight. Now, next show, we'll have a discussion about it after this, and we'll try and work out, and we'll let you guys know ASAP, try and work out some guests and whatnot. Once again, if you want the audio-only options, head over to anchor.fm/HLTV. Get it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, there's a bunch more. Twitch TV, where you are right now, HLTV.org, that's the URL. And then on YouTube, youtube.com/www.hltv.org, and at HLTV Confirmed on Twitter. Nothing burnt down. Everything went well. And we did a little giveaway on our last show. We put out a bit of a challenge to you guys at home, and it was hidden bullshit. That's his hidden _bullshit on Twitter. He won. Lucas, are we able to roll that and finish the show? All right. And this is what he made. And he won some lovely prizes from Extra Fight. This is what he made. Peace out. See you guys next time.